Hello and welcome to the 52 Minutes of Heaven we call the D1Baseball Podcast. I am your host, Michael Patrick Rooney. Want to say thank you to our presenting sponsor, Academy Sports and Outdoors. They carry all the best gear from the top brands at prices you'll love. Shopping is more convenient than ever at academy.com. You can also go on the Academy app, enjoy free shipping on orders of $25 or more with sign-in, plus easy in-store or curbside pickup. Shop anytime, anywhere. Find the widest selection of colors, styles, and sizes, from grills to fitness equipment to workout clothes. Everything you need to have fun out there is right here at academy.com. Boys, I have been so pleased as with the new sponsor. We've had some organic plugs. Graham Rossini, who grew up in Mobile, Alabama, as soon as I did that read, that's, of course, the athletic director at Arizona State, said, oh, my gosh, I grew up in Academy stores. And then Danny Gravy, former big leaguer, is a big fisherman now. Who knew? And I apparently Joe and Kendall, you are the Texans of the group. Academy's got like I would say, let me make the analogy. Academy's fishing section rivals Bucky's beef jerky section. True or false?
I would say that's accurate. That's very true.
It's aggressive
actually
too.
got my son's first fishing pole at Academy.
Nice.
They took care of me.
That's where when I'd go on my fishing weekends on Lake Sam Rayburn, that's where I would stock up on the supplies.
The lake was named after a gentleman named Sam Rayburn?
Indeed.
Correct.
I mean, that's living a full life. Seif, do you have any lakes named after you, or maybe an archipelago, or what? A tributary?
You try that pronunciation again, Coach?
Archipelago? How do you do it? Did I skip a syllable?
I think it's a hard K sound. It's all right. It's good stuff.
Fitzy, please oblige me.
Academy does not sponsor our pronunciation guide.
Let's move along.
I'm still trying to work on the word.
Hey, Seif comes on one of our podcasts, and all of a sudden our pronunciations are all over the place.
Yes, very good. Let me properly introduce the group. We've got Sauce, Joe Healy. We've got Big Tex, Kendall Rogers. We've got Aaron J. Fitt, the vocabulary judge, if you will, the Russian judge, maybe even. A man who has made comments like America is, what did you say? America is an idiot and French is an outrage. Fitzy, that's the new T-shirt.
I think those are both accurate statements. Yes.
Yeah, actually, J-Ro, we were listening to the podcast in the car today. She agreed with both things. And to clean it all up, we've got the Seif dog, David J. Seifert, the director of credibility at D1 Baseball. Boys, let's jump in because we've got a task ahead of us. This is the fantasy draft for D1Baseball.com. It's a competition that the fabulous Rune Dogs typically dominate. Not sure what happened last year. I could have won the league by a million games. I don't know. I don't care. We're fast forwarding to 2025, just trying to win every podcast and win another championship. Fitzy, I will explain the rules and then you will correct what I explain erroneously, much like the pronunciation of the word archipelago or something like that. I know it's a bunch of little islands. I got that going for me.
You're close enough.
Yeah, we're in the ballpark. So we're going to take 12 players, basically your standard positions, a couple relievers, and some starting pitchers. So we're looking for 12 players. We have a $300 budget. The most expensive player at every position is a maximum of $50. So if you go 50 times 12, that's $600. Kendall, I'm trying to help you out here. You can't have a roster full of $50 players. Fitzy and Joe cut it right in half. $25 a piece is the average value of a player. So again, we're going to go in a snake draft. The order will be Fitzy, then Big Tex, then Kendall, then Joe, then me, then Seif. Seif will swing us around. He will have the 5th and 6th picks. Gentlemen, any questions? Fitzy, any corrections we need to make there?
Yeah, so just to emphasize here, I think you said it already, but this is kind of the finale of our player ranking series that we do in the preseason. So the player values are based on those player rankings by position. So the number one guy at every position in our player rankings will be worth $50 and down to $1 at the bottom. I do think it's also important that for the sake of accountability, we do need to address last year's results because we want to know, you don't play a game and not have a winner. So last year, let's see, last place, of course, I will work our way up from the bottom. Last place was our good friend, Joe Sauce Healy. Really the
talk.
How do you say who's just a disgraceful just moribund, hopeless franchise in pro sports, whatever it is.
I could say it this way, Fitzy. Joe, if you get a call from the great Walt Villa, hoping to write an article about your franchise,
Joe, or is Joe the
he
Chicago
will be delicate
Bears
and professional.
Is Joe the Chicago Bears of D1 Baseball?
Or the Washington Wizards.
Oh,
the highlight for Joe last year, I don't know if there were any highlights. We'll just move on. Next, Kendall, second to last. One might call you the second loser.
That's all right. I'm a champion in other games, so you can't win them all.
Joe's cumulative WAR was 24. KR's cumulative WAR was 28. Next, we had Coach Seifert, 35. 35 WAR, good enough for third place, comfortably ahead of your other two, Steve.
Yeah, J.J. Witherholt, when he got hurt, though, he got first. Let's go on record with that, too, Fitty.
That would have been helpful.
Witherholt wouldn't have gotten hurt. His 2 WAR would have been like 22 WAR, and that would have smoked you.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway, move on.
Second place, your man, Coach Rooney, 37.9 WAR. And, of course, for the second year in a row, with a 40 WAR, your winner, Aaron Matthew Fitt, buoyed by my number one overall pick, Nick Kurtz, with his 5 WAR, and just really strong picks across the board. Ethan Petrie, Cam Smith, got 5.9 WAR there. We did well last year. So Hagen Smith as well delivered the goods. The Fitt Dogs, a dynasty. We've done this 3 times. Twice we've had WAR to actually score the results, and both times the Fitt Dogs have emerged victorious. So congratulations to the Fitt Dogs. Without further ado, Joe, you want to give us the draft order?
I would love to. That would be, and look, I'm not accusing Aaron of like a Patrick Ewing frozen ping pong ball situation, like in the draft lottery that year. But Aaron has the first pick, then Kendall, then me, which seems fitting with the way this goes for me. Runes, and then Seif in the swing spot at the back there. So snake draft, of course. So 2 picks for Seif at the end.
Fitzy, if I could make 2 comments. Joe generated this order on some website that comes out of Dubai, I believe, called random.org. So some sketchy place. But well done by that. I also want to say, if people are wondering about these power rankings that Fitzy's referring to, now is the time to get your subscription to our website. Do not go into this season without your sub to D1 Baseball. Preview 25. Kendall's giving away the farm. 25% off if you do Preview 25. And remember, if you do SEC Extra, you get ACC Extra. That's a pairing. If you get ACC Extra, you get SEC Extra. You want both of those things. So that is a pairing. You buy one, you get both. Which is beautiful. But again, you want to be at games, being able to look stuff up on the site. I promise you it will change the way you enjoy college baseball for the better.
Shout out to our extra crew, Coach Healy, Coach Mark Etheridge, also known as Etheridge Farms, and of course, young Bradley Smart. Incredible job with the season preview content. You can find both of those now, ACC Extra and SEC Extra. Handy links to those 2 pages right at the top of the newly redesigned D1 Baseball. There's a lot going on, boys. There's a lot going on at D1 Baseball. Exciting times.
There is. Aaron Matthew Fitt, owner-operator of the fantastic Fitt Dogs. Would you care to give us a first selection?
Yes. Be delighted to, gentlemen, with the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft. I'm going to take Drew Burris, outfielder, Georgia Tech, 6.47 WAR last year. Guy does everything. I mean, hits for average, he hits for power. I mean, he hit 381 with 25 jacks as a true freshman, while walking, almost twice as much as he struck out, and playing great defense in center field. What more do you want? He's the best. He might be the best player in the country. He's my pick to win the Golden Spikes Award this year. He's my number 1 pick in this exercise.
Hey, Fitzy, who do you want to put in their own names, cross out names? How do you want to do that? Dealer, do it ourselves?
Why don't we do it ourselves? Just copy and paste it from the column with the value into your column. And so then he's just disappeared. No need to cross him out.
Oh, the cut and pasting could be.
I don't know if Coach Rooney knows how to cut and paste, but we'll work on that offline.
But with these, we've got columns locked in. There's some complexities. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I mean, Aaron says cut and paste, but your boy is just going to be typing. I'm just typing.
That's right. I'm wired
fine.
like
that's
that.
Fine.
Coach.
Like God intended it.
All right. Kendall Rogers on the clock with number 2 pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the best outfielder in the country. I don't know exactly how he ended up with one less point than Burris and Canarella, but I'm going to go with Jace Lavalette from Texas A&M. 29 homers, 78 RBIs last year. He's healthy going into the spring. It's kind of funny into the fall. I think he played like 2 or 3 weeks in the fall, and I was asking Michael early in the fall about Lavalette, and he said he's actually gotten much better. And my question would be like, how much better can he actually get? So I'm going to go with Lavalette as my first pick with 49 points.
That's a good pick. Fitzy, would you be offended if we sorted the WAR column in the power ranking sheet from top to bottom?
Don't do that, please.
Don't do that.
These columns will matter later for updates to the power rankings. So just leave it be. Here's a way Lavalette could improve, though. It's just a scary thought. He struck out 78 times last year. 29 walks. Yeah. Like he still had an insanely good year. But if you become just a little bit more disciplined, gosh, he could give you more value.
Mm-hmm.
Did he run very much last year, Kendall? Because he's capable of 20 steals if they weren't,
I just messed up those numbers, by the way. 81 strikeouts, 64 walks. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, that brings it to me. I'm going to go with, because I want to make sure I get someone at this position that is on the upper tier, because there's maybe not as much depth there. I'm going to take Henry Godbout from Virginia as my second baseman.
Like it.
I just don't. I'm a little bit afraid with me being in the middle here, where there's going to be a long time. Well, not a long, but I'm not going to get 2 picks in a row. I'm just a little nervous about missing out on somebody at that position where there's just not as much depth.
Got it. Fitzy, DH. Are we doing a DH or we're not?
We're not doing a DH, but you can certainly pick a guy who's a DH and put him at a position.
For sure. Got it. Okay.
In future news, Runes is playing Nick Dumanel at second base or something.
Gosh.
Yeah, now that is not allowed. You do have to,
playbook.
If you draft a guy from one of these lists, you kind of have to put him where he is on the list.
Got it. I want firepower. Give me Jared Jones of LSU. I'm up, right?
You are up, yes.
Okay.
Runes, I'll handle this. I'll handle this delicate cut and paste operation for you. There's no need to cross him out. I got you. Did
you see me cross him out? Are you not proud?
I did
at least
that.
I got
you don't
that
have
part.
to do it, though. You just cut and paste. No need to cross him out.
Oh, I see. You want him just off the sheet.
Exactly.
Okay. I didn't understand. Now I do.
All right, Coach Seifert on the board for 2.
All right, well, my best player, one of my best guys I took last year, I'm going to go with again this year because he's only a sophomore. I'm going to go with Devin Taylor from Indiana. It's a very good player, and it's a name I can say. So he's going to be very good in the clubhouse since he played for me last year. So Devin Taylor, Indiana Hoosiers, now with the Seifert Club. And then I'm going to go with AJ Gracia because I know Fitt is probably going to pick him next. So I'm just going to steal him right away. So that's a pretty good start to my outfield right there. Gracia and Taylor.
Yeah, that is strong.
Kendall, you and I we're aspiring to acquire Big Ten Plus subscriptions. I am determined to watch more of Devin Taylor this year. The Rooneys have Big Ten Network, but we do not have Big Ten Plus, and we are efforting that.
Taylor cost you 48. Gracia cost you 46, by the way, just for our listeners. And
over to Runes.
Oh yeah, we need to say prices, don't we?
So far, everyone's going right for the top of the heap here. Not surprisingly, we've got almost all $50, 48, 46 high value targets here early on.
Yep. You can't. If I've learned anything from the fabulous Fitt dogs, you cannot. You got to have production. You got to have dudes.
Yeah.
Now, why is there no WAR listed for Daniel Cuvée, Fitzy? Is that gamesmanship? What?
Yeah, it's a long story.
Can I assume that it's a lot? It's good.
He had a high WAR last year, yes.
Okay, good. We like people with high WAR. And speaking of that, I'm just really struggling with the tabs. Third base. Oh, let's go another $50 player. Give me Daniel Cuvée for 50 spot.
I like that.
50 burger.
50 burger.
All right. Coach Rooney has $200 left to spend with 10 picks left.
Fear not.
Joseph.
Okay. I'm going to dip my toe into this position for the first time. I'm going to take Tyler Brimner from UC Santa Barbara. $50 starting pitcher. I will delete him off the sheet, Aaron, if you just type him in.
Sure.
Daniel Cuvée and Jared Jones, 2 players I was late to the party on, and I'm happy to be at the party now. People can change, Fitzy.
Yeah,
People can improve themselves.
I like it. Okay, Raj.
Okay. I'm looking.
Never too early for a $1 player, Coach Rooney.
You know what? I am going to really surprise some of you here.
Ooh.
I once had a wise man named David Seifert tell me this guy was his slam dunk SEC freshman of the year. I'm going to go as one of my outfielders. I'm going to go Jay Abernathy for 4 points.
Yeah, that's probably the pick of the night so far. Good one.
I love that.
Exciting player.
That's incredible value considering how much Seif loves that guy.
Well done.
4-tool guy. You're getting some defensive value. You're going to get a lot of offense, a lot of at bats. He's going to hit leadoff. Good pick, KR.
Thank you. I'm a champion in another game, so gotta play like a champion, as they say.
And you know how much I love my volunteers too. So my
Vols.
Illini Redbirds volunteers. I mean, that's what I got.
Hey, the good thing is, according to Frank Anderson, you can take Marcus Phillips as a starting pitcher now because he is starting.
I was going to take him as like a $2 reliever. Be quiet.
Sorry.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Which reminds me, I'm on the clock, guys. And
Aaron is currently perusing the Wake Forest roster.
Yes.
I also
Deke Day.
I also had the Phillips gambit in mind, although he's actually not that cheap. He's $38. So, how much of a value are you really getting?
Production
there?
is baked in.
$38 reliever. That's an expensive market right there. Jeez.
Yeah, that's I don't know
the Frank Anderson tax right there, Fitzy.
Well, go to the top, get your boy Dudan. I know how you like the triangle there, whatever it's called.
I won't be spending $50 on a reliever. Dudan.
Dudan.
You know,
is that the stuff you eat in Louisiana? Oh, it's Boudin.
Yeah, well done. So last year I spent top dollar for the top left-hander in the country heading into the season, and it worked out pretty well. Hagen Smith, of course, delivered the goods. I'm going to follow suit because I just think Jamie Arnold is that good for Florida State. I think he's head and shoulders. Him and Brumner, just kind of a class of their own for me. No disrespect to any of our other first team preseason All-Americans, but for me, this is the top tier. So I'm going to add Jamie Arnold as my staff ace for 50 smackaroos. Boy, it'd be nice to start saving a little bit of money somewhere along the line here.
Fitzy, just put it on the plastic, Fitzy. Put it on the credit card.
Yeah.
Mortgage the Dave Dombrowski method, just mortgage the future.
That may be the play here.
Live in the now, Fitzy.
Okay. I will. Oh, here's a good one. I like this one. Gosh, I'm just going to go. Apparently, I'm going straight Florida State here. Hunter Carnes, Florida State would be my catcher. 13 smackaroos. Etheridge can't stop raving about this guy. I think he's going to put up big offensive numbers as a true freshman catcher. Probably going to DH a lot. Won't get a lot of defensive value there, but he's going to hit. So he'll rack up some more in that way.
Ooh, big boy.
Back to you, Kendall.
Yeah, I'm going to take care of a reliever spot. He's a guy that could actually end up being in the rotation for it's all said and done. They can stretch him out. But I'm going to stay in the Lone Star State for one of these again. And I'm going to go with Ruger Riojas from Texas.
That's a good guess.
Was up to 95, 96 in the fall with like a wipeout slider. So Riojas could end up in the rotation for the Horns.
KR spending $46 on a bullpen guy.
So I'm up, and I would like to get some assurances before I make this pick.
Oh gosh, here we go. Trying to game the system.
Like you're trying to sign him to a long-term contract before you draft him?
I do not see him on the sheet, and I'm just going to be honest with the listeners and think that we maybe should have this person ranked, but I checked on our rankings of this position, and we don't have him. So players not on the sheet are $1, correct?
That's the rule.
Okay, I'm going to go in the outfield. I'm going to go AJ Guerrero from Washington for $1.
That's fine. He was very much in the mix at the back of the top 100. I'm surprised he got squeezed out.
Yeah, so 15 home runs last year, hit 300. I've got to save some money somewhere. Also, if nothing else, I think he's going to collect plenty of walks. That Washington lineup is pretty light outside of him. So I think there's an opportunity that he's going to run into some balls. He's going to take some walks. So I think that's a pretty good value play for $1, AJ Guerrero.
All right. Very nice.
Like it. Oh man, I've backed myself into a corner. I wish I could redo something. Well, I don't want to jinx that person. Let's not do that. All right. Coach Rooney. I need to save money. So let's do, where's my pricing? Let's just make sure. Outfielders, where are you at? Oh, there you go. Okay. Fitzy, I'm going to do the same thing as Joe. I would like to confirm that Enzo Apodaca of Baylor just missed, and he would be a $1 player for me, correct?
You are correct, sir.
So let's do that. Let's do Big Enzo. I got a sneaky suspicion Baylor is going to be a real headache for Big 12 teams. What they need is Baylor to do some damage in the non-conference. It is nothing but seniors in their lineup and an all left-handed rotation. I think the Baylor Bears are going to make some noise this year. They just need to do it in non-conference too. So
well, I sure hope so, because I took them in our stock market game last week. So, from your mouth to God's ears, Rooney.
Let's go. Very good. Very good. And
Coach Seifert.
Back to me, huh? Well, I'm going to continue to go top of the charts here. I'm going to pick up the best outfielder remaining, but who might actually be the best outfielder anyway. He was hurt last year, and he still posted a 357, and he didn't play in the field much. But Cam Canarella, Clemson. Did I say the name right? I got it right.
Nailed it.
All right, nailed it. It's a $50 spend, but he's well worth it. So I got a nice outfield with Canarella, Taylor, and Gracia.
My goodness,
So,
loaded.
And then I'm gonna go to Knoxville for my next pick because I got to take a vol. You know me.
Yeah.
And probably my favorite. He's not 1-1 as my. He's not my favorite as like he's gonna go 1-1. But I just love me some Dean Curley. So he's going to be my shortstop, and he's $46. $46 for Mr. Curley. So we're sitting pretty good with that lineup so far, and I don't have a whole lot to spend after this, but that's how it goes.
That's he was on my board. That's a good pick there. So I mean, yeah, all your guys are good. You're spending a ton of money. Of course they're good. But well done. Back to you, Runes. Runes.
Okay. What do we want to do here? Let's stay down yonder, unless there's something at the top of the board that has to be done.
Down yonder.
Stars and Scrubs is my that's how I roll. Let's go. Give me John Bay of Austin P as an outfielder.
That's good. That's good stuff there. He's going to put up enormous numbers.
Let's go, P.
$45 player.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you? All right. Well done.
Thank you.
Joe.
All right. I'm going to go back to the top of the scale using kind of the logic I used at second base. I want to make sure I get somebody I really like here. I'm going to go Caden Bodine of Coastal as my catcher. I think I'll probably get some. I know the defense stuff at catcher can be kind of wonky as far as the data goes, but I think I'll get a little bit there. And then obviously the power. And honestly, his numbers last year, while good, weren't actually as good as I think they could be. And
Yeah.
so I'm going to bet a little bit on that being an aberration and his numbers being pretty doggone good this year.
That's
$49 player.
Yeah, number 2 catch from the board. It's a slam dunk. You're gonna like that pick.
Jersey
K-Rod.
guy too, Joe.
I didn't even take that into consideration, but that's
Probably an Eagles
even
fan.
more value. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go to first base, and I'm going to take Japanese phenom Rintaro Sasaki for 36 points.
Love that pick.
And by the way, check out Darren Vought's series on Rintaro. It's pretty awesome. I listened to a couple of episodes on our trip to Arizona last week. You did an awesome job with that.
He sure did.
In the most recent episode, just this really dashingly handsome man who was at the Appy League All-Star game makes an appearance on this episode.
I saw that that you were like promoted as a headliner, Coach Healy.
I didn't even have to pay him for that either. That's the fun part about it.
Something about that Jacksonville Classic just attracts the most handsome of men.
That's such a good point. Although, I'm going to be hanging around that weekend with like Jack DeLongshaw and Darren Vaught. Like I'm a distant third place on that one. Jack's got the height, the raspy voice. Darren's got the, kind of the TV personality looks. I mean, he does the lottery draw here in the Triangle on WRAL, and you got to be a good looking guy for that. So
No
that's,
question.
Anyway, speaking of the Triangle, Aaron, your turn.
A rich man's Mike Monaco, many people are calling him.
Nice.
I've never seen Monaco draw lottery numbers on TV. Until I do,
That's true.
I can't make that comparison.
Gang, I'm going out west. Gosh, this is tough because I like 2 players on the same team that cost the same amount of money. But I'm going to go with Trent Caraway from Oregon State as my third baseman. I just am bullish on this joker. Hurt last year as a blue chip freshman, but there's a lot of upside there. I love what I saw from him on the Cape. It's $47. $47. One of the top third basemen on the board, but I'm buying. I'm buying on
awesome.
Caraway. He's really good.
He would swing at a sandwich if you threw it at him. He is not joking around. Very aggressive. I love that about him.
Agreed. Next, I am going to take my first baseman here. Oh boy, I got a couple of ones that I'm high on. We'll go Hollis Porter from Maryland. This is a JUCO transfer, bounced back from Mississippi State. Big old physical dude. You can put up some numbers at the Turtle if you're a big, strong man. And this gentleman is. He had a great fall for him. I think he's going to be one of the best JUCO additions in the country, expecting big things. $12 for power hitting first baseman, Hollis Porter, Maryland.
Bob Turtle Thomas Stadium, a little bit of a bandbox.
A little bit of a bandbox. Yeah, he's going to make it. He's going to make it feel real small.
Turtle Thomas. What is Turtle's first name? How do I not know that?
Henry.
Thomas? Henry. Gosh dang it.
Thomas would be pretty excellent.
Thomas would be amazing. You'd have to nickname him Turtle.
Well, yeah, in honor of Turtle Thomas, Kendall, it's your turn, big guy.
Many people are calling him Roger Rogers. Kendall's actually his middle name.
Wait a second. What was Midnight Toker. We have a Midnight Toker in college baseball. That would be better than Thomas. Maybe the only thing.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm going to go ahead and go with the top starting pitcher on the board, and that's Ryan Prager from A&M. Turned down $1.3 million to go back to school. The changeup slider were really good last year. Pounds his own. He's going to put up great numbers this year. So 50 points, but it's 50 points for like a bona fide slam dunk, great WAR guy.
Kendall, any care to comment on the Prager camp feeling a little antsy about being part of the Rogers pitching program that has not gone terribly well over the years in this game?
It's okay. It's a new
era,
era, man.
It's a new era.
It's a new era.
New era.
Mike Early did reach out and, hey, what can we do to kind of get him a little better? He's been in your, he's going to your throwing program. We need to keep him consistent. So we've been in contact.
Seif, you're the scout. I mean, is that like, how does that make you feel when someone's going to the Rogers pitching program?
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough.
Not what you want to see.
Hey, just come to my pitching lab, man. We have no computers, no no little balls with like little devices in them.
Just something that reads bar fight meter. That's Kendall's only device.
You know what? I just watch you throw the ball, and I go, "Yeah, you're good." Or I punch you in the face, and if you don't punch back, you're not starting for me.
That's right. I like it.
Kendall's got him in there throwing nothing but flat grounds.
Yeah, I'm like Wayne Graham. We're just spike curveballing all day, baby.
Let's go.
The ace of Kendall's staff last year, by the way, a generational talent. You may have heard of him, Jack Caglione. 0.94 WAR as a pitcher. So just throwing that out there.
Hey, anybody want to take bets on Prager getting a better WAR than that?
I would take the over on that.
Indeed. Speaking,
was that really my ace last year?
It was your top pitcher in your staff. Hey, Gage Jump wound up being better. He gave you 2 WAR. That was your best best pitcher.
Okay.
All right. I'm also taking, speaking of starting pitchers, I'm taking a starting pitcher. I have Brimner, so I feel pretty good. Like, barring injury, which we can't know or control, like, I feel good about him being there. So I'm going to take a little bit of a flyer on a guy with big time stuff that's more affordable. I'm going to go Ethan McIlvain at Vanderbilt for $14. A little bit of risk there. I mean, last year wasn't necessarily the huge breakout OMG freshman year that we were maybe hoping for with him. We're going to take a little bit of a bet on that being more the case this time around. So $14, Ethan McIlvain.
Love that.
Nice.
Fitzy to me, correct?
Correct.
I can go quickly. Can I have Nolan Schubert for $49, please?
Yeah, you sure can.
You sure can.
And how?
He also missed like 12 games last year.
What
put up monster numbers.
Provocative outfield for the Roon Dogs. Schubert and Bay, former, I don't know if they were former teammates. Were they at the same? I think they were there at the same time, weren't they? At Oklahoma
Probably,
State?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, a couple of big old boppers, and then you got your man Enzo for $1.
Love it.
Seif?
Man, you caught me. All right, sorry. I'm making sure some guys are healthy here. I'm going insider information, bothering a few coaches on a Monday evening here. My apologies if you're listening to this. I just got done texting you. Okay, I needed to address the starting pitching. That was a huge sore spot last year. So as much as we were making fun of the Rogers pitching program, the old Scythe Dog pitching program was not so hot last night. And Fitty, I did not like your joke about Cags. You know, my man crush on Cags. So please, no more Cags jokes this evening.
Stand down.
Anyway, so back to what we're focused on here. I'm going to go to the Demon Deacons and get me some Logan Lunsford for $21. I follow the Wake Forest analytics, and Lunsford has just been lighting it up every outing. I think he struck out like 132 guys already this preseason in like 9 innings. So.
Amazing.
He's having an amazing spring or preseason. So Logan Lunsford for 21. Man, I just have a lot of picks, and I haven't heard back from this coach yet, so I better save him for a little bit. But I have heard back from this coach. Thank you. I'm going to go Judah Morris at first base for $7. Judah has like 80 power. I saw him hit a ball 118 miles per hour this fall, and it went into the night. And I've been going to games there a long time, and I've never seen anyone hit a ball that far. It was actually from the winds of Hurricane Helene, and he hit it into that wind coming from the south, and it went 465 feet into that wind because we got some of those winds when it was actually in Florida. So long picks there. I know, long-winded, but I got me Judah Morris for 7 at first base and Logan Lunsford on the hill for 21.
Judah Morris, by the way, is on the all getting off the bus team. I mean, that's a large young man. Like that, he is not someone you'd want to mess with.
Jared Jones has the most raw power of anyone in college baseball, and I think Judah's right behind him this year. It's pretty impressive.
Good stuff.
Big things happening in Blono.
They do. Coach Holm, thank you for taking my text. Appreciate it.
Normal bias. Strikes again. Yeah. All right,
Runes.
Okay. The Roon Dogs have a clear strategy. We just need to execute. Fitzy, could I have Jalen Flores, the shortstop for the Longhorns, please?
You sure can, Coach Rooney. It's going to cost you, though. Going to cost you 48 smackaroos. Stars and scrubs indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Onwards, Coach Healy.
I'm going to go I'm going to do another money-saving move here, but a guy I think there's pretty good value for. At reliever, I'm going to go with Drew Christo from Nebraska.
Oh, you picked my pocket. I was hoping to stash him away.
Yeah, good. A guy, big-time recruit at Nebraska. It took him a little while to figure it out. Now it feels like they have him in the right seat on the bus, metaphorically speaking. Did well last year. It's a good team. I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities to pitch with a lead, things of that nature. So $3, Drew Christo, I think a real good value there.
Indeed.
Hey, Fitzy, in between your two picks when we get to you, I would like to do an ad read, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
Give you a second to reset your T-shirt gun.
Coach Rogers.
Yeah, we talked a lot over the past few weeks just about Butch Thompson, his ability to get the most out of his pitchers. And I think, Cade Fisher is a guy that if there's anybody that can get him to tap out his potential, it would be Butch Thompson. So I'm going to go with Cade Fisher. I'm trying to save a little bit of money. So I'm going to go with Cade Fisher with 24 points as a starting pitcher for me.
Cade Fisher, 24. I like the upside play there. Okay. All right, Fitt dogs are on the clock. And we've got 128 left to spend. So we're going to need to start saving some money here and there. Let's go with, I'm thinking an outfielder from Tulane University, Jackson Lynn, $5 player, big power, hit, 16 home runs, I think, last year. Strikes out some, that comes with it, but we're spending $5 and we got a guy that had over 1,000 OPS last year. Feel pretty good about the floor here, and there's some ceiling too. If he can be a little more selective. Roots.
Oh yes, Kendall, I'm going to have you help me with this, but we have a new sponsor, Turtle Box, and Kendall, these are outdoor speakers. Yes.
Yeah, so I got to know those guys really well. I've got like 2 or 3 of them on my own. They're fantastic. You can take them, put them by the pool. You can actually put them in the river with you. They're not going to go out. They're waterproof, 100%. So yeah, check them out, man. New sponsor.
Love it. Cool name. What a cool name for a company.
Yeah, turtlebox.com. They're based out of the great city of Houston, otherwise known as the home of Joe Healy.
And Beyonce.
Word.
Oh, yeah, that lady.
Who's got a bocce team named after her. No, I'm sorry, named after one of her songs.
That's Rihanna, actually.
Oh,
dang it. Rihanna song.
Sorry.
Runes, get your diva straight, Runes.
My diva game is weak.
Runes is clearly not part of the Beehive.
Not at all.
Not sure where it is
So,
or how to get there.
It's back to me.
Yes.
It's only been 1 second baseman picked, and I think part of the reason for that is because it's just not that strong of a position. But there's a couple here that I'm intrigued by. I feel like Coach Healy has the right idea, spending some money at this position. I think Wyatt Hensler, I'm buying the hype here. I know it's a step up in competition from the Ivy League, but boy, his numbers were bonkers. I'm certainly expecting a big year here. He's second most expensive second baseman, $49, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, that's irritating. That's a good pick.
Thanks.
Jerk. Wyatt Hensler had penned into my lineup. Dang it, Coach Rooney.
That's Kendall Rogers on the clock now.
Oh, I'm already back?
You are.
Oh, boy.
Hence the snake.
Oh, you know what? So I've only got 91 points left. I'm going to, once again, save a little bit of money here. And I did also do some intel here recently. Thank you, Coach Charlos. I'm going to go with Carson Bowen for 6 points at catcher. Obviously last year was not an awesome year for him. He's dealing with a little bit of a rotator cuff issue. It sounds like he's 100% healthy going into the season. And when he's healthy, he's really good.
Facts.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Absolute facts.
So that brings it to me, and I'll do not a big money saver because I just did the averages, and he's a little under what the average I'll need to spend. But I think there's some upside value here in the outfield. I'm just making sure let me make sure I have in the outfield, I'm going to go with Will Gasparino from Texas for $19. Obviously super tooled up, like a super exciting player. The plate discipline is a problem. I don't think anybody would dispute that, but there's one thing that when Schlossnagle got to A&M, like that was what they did really well. And I just think there's maybe a little bit of an opportunity to see some improvement there. And if he can do that, then obviously there's a lot of upside there. So for $19, which is a little bit of a money save, we'll go with Will Gasparino.
It's a good word.
Big upside there.
That's a really good pick. Joe, you make a good point. I kind of wonder if he kind of makes that jump like Trevor Warner did under Schloss's first year, how he kind of made a pretty sizable jump offensively. You kind of wonder if Will does that same thing.
Well, here's hoping for my team's sake.
Fitzy to me, correct?
Yeah, you're right.
I will take at catcher. I'll take Grant J of DBU for $47.
You're going out of money, dude.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to run out of money. I'm just going to have $1 players from now on. And when I say $1 players, I mean literally $1 players.
47. This is a guy that the defensive war likes more than maybe the eye test would tell you. Actually, I think there's some questions about his defense as from scouts, but he scores well in the pitch framing metric, I believe, which helps his war. So, if that holds again this year, that could be a league winner for you, Runes.
I'm in it for 30 home runs. Like, could he just go off? And I don't think DBU is a very big park, and he's a monstrously strong kid.
All right, onward to the Seif Dog for 2. Runes, by the way, has $10 left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots to fill. So you still can average $2 a player.
Yeah.
Or you can spend, 7
nuts.
your next guy and then 1 on the rest.
All right. I'm going to lead off with the big one here. Really liked his bat in the Cape this summer. Probably a second, third rounder if the draft were tomorrow. But I like Easton Carmichael an awful lot from Oklahoma.
I do too.
As much as I'm a Volunteer fan, I'm also a Sooner fan. So he's going to cost me 44 of man, I don't have a lot left, but I went bigger. I went home on that guy. So Easton Carmichael, welcome to the club.
44 of the remaining 82. So that leaves you with 38.
I have 38. Okay, well, I'm going to go a little sleeper pick here. I'm going to stay in the Midwest, go Big Ten. Jason Oliver from Indiana. So I got 2 Hoosiers on the club now. He's only cost me $3. So very happy with that. So puts me in good shape for I guess I have 4 guys left. So $3, Jason Oliver, Hoosiers, welcome to the club.
Very nice.
Like it.
Runes?
Okay, Coach Rooney's got to scramble a little bit now. We don't have a lot of NIL laying around to go get the type of player that is a no-brainer. Well, let's start here. Let's if I could, Fitzy, let me just make sure I have him in the right spot. I've got the right dollar figure here. Oh, where is that? Oh, fantasy draft. Sorry. Pitchers. I'm looking at pitchers here. So I'm going to the bottom, the very bottom, down, 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 down. And there he is. So Fitzy, I'm gonna wager on Connor Madison of Grand Canyon. It's a filthy changeup, $1, by the way.
Yeah.
I could see that going a lot of different ways, but if he trusts his fastball a little bit more, he could have a huge year.
Staff ace, Connor Madison, Grand Canyon, for $1. Well done. Joe Healy, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm going to go to the pitchers as well. I'm buying a little time here okay. For what dollar figure was it?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
For $13.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with
Ooh.
Cameron Flukie from Coastal Carolina. The ERA was a little unsightly last year, but obviously I like the stuff. 83 strikeouts and 55 innings last year. That'll play. I think there's a lot of upside there for a relatively reasonable price.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, the big upside. Boy, the stuff, it's a real arm.
Just big in general, too. 6'6".
Yeah, large human. Roger Rogers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a guy that my esteemed colleague Aaron Fitt said this about him.
Yeah.
Said he's a potential superstar,
Uh-oh.
a dynamic athlete with across the board high end tools. He plays elite defense and he has superstar potential this spring. I'm gonna go with Peyton Watts for 1 point at shortstop.
Yeah, I was hoping to steal him. That's well done. I might have gotten a little carried away with some of those adjectives.
Okay, that's
but
very complimentary.
he has tools. That's a good value. Very good value. I'm on the clock for 2. And I'm going to go with this is a steal here. Zane Taylor from UNC Wilmington is just a proven workhorse winner. It only cost me $2. Who put this list together?
They don't know ball.
And it's a great, kind of sinker changeup guy. He was like, low 90s. From what I hear, he's taken another bit of a jump. He's crushed the weight room in the offseason. He's more 92, 94 now. Maybe, I think there's potential for some serious returns for $2 on Zane Taylor. So I've got 72 left to spend with 4 open slots, and I still need a shortstop. Wow, we got some choices here. I think instead I'm going to go to the relief pitcher ranks here. And I'm going to do a little bit of value hunting. I want a reliever who's going to give me some innings, a workhorse bullpen piece. And so I'm expecting that guy to be Billy Barlow for Florida, former Clemson Tiger. I think he's going to pitch a lot of innings for them. Threw 48 innings last year for Clemson. Just think he's going to be that kind of go-to guy for them. So Billy Barlow, Florida for 5.
I like it. I think there's an opportunity as Kendall gets ready to pick again. I think there's an opportunity there where it's a pitching staff with a lot of stuff for Florida. So I think having like a more pitchability focused guy who's just pitched in a lot of big games, I think that's kind of valuable when Florida is going to be leaning on a lot of guys that are younger, big time stuff, a little more volatile maybe. So having somebody like him with a slow hot beat might be helpful.
Well played. Okay, Rizzle.
Tell you what, it's difficult. I got to admit to just skim over Gavin Grahovic at third base, but you know what? I'm a value guy, and I'm going to go with Cade Climby from Houston.
Yeah.
Scouts, everybody's been raving about this guy at Blinn College last year as they won the national championship. 394, 20 homers, 74 RBIs, 23 doubles. He will absolutely rake at Cougar Field. I'm going to go with Cade Climby as my third baseman.
He does sound like he rakes.
That's 39 is your cost on that one. To Joe.
Okay, I will go with let me find the dollar value here, although I telegraphed a little bit because my cursor is sitting on him. At third base, I'm going to take Murph Gray from Fresno State. I'm going to bet a little bit on some of those Mountain West environments where the ball carries pretty well. Looked good in the Cape, obviously 2-year track record. And there might have been concerns about him hurting things defensively a little bit, but got a lot better last year. So looking for another jump there and for him to just be who he is offensively. So Murph Gray, Fresno State, $33 at third base.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's going to have a big year. He's physically impressive. He's got track record. I like that pick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 33. Got it. Fitzy, I will go with, for a starting chucker, let me get over to that column, make sure I don't run. I've got $9, so I need 4 players. It means I can go $6, $3, $6, $1, $1, $1. I will
right
do
there,
exactly
Coach Seifert.
Bro, I need 4 players. I got $9. I love it.
Let's go. Player development system. Figure it out. Get these
Rooney is
people better.
the equivalent of the college kid rolling up to Taco Bell with a handful of quarters and being like, all right, let's see. What do we got here?
Yes.
good.
Well, I am, Seif, I'm given, where do you see the arm talent I'm about to give my player development system? Give me, for $6, right-handed pitcher Michael Salina of St. Bonaventure. Go Bonnies.
You're spending $6. He's got $9 left to spend. He's spending $6 on a Bonnie.
Right.
He's going to the dollar menu from there, Fitty.
Yeah. It's he would touched 102 in the fall, and I think he's going to strike out a lot of Atlantic 10 hitters. That's what I'm thinking.
All right. Okay. Well, that leaves you with 3 spots left. So we think we know where Coach Rooney's shopping.
I mean, there's no inefficiency in that system, though. You know,
No,
it's like he's going to use every dollar.
That's right.
I love it. I love
Can't take any of it with me, I'm told.
Seifsky.
All right, I got $35 left. I have 4 spots, so I'm a little bit better shape than Roondog, but not too much. I'm going to go with an Iowa Western junior college transfer. He's now at Liberty. I'm going to go with Sorensen for third base. I saw him at Iowa Western. Yeah. Iowa Western kids perform when they leave Council Bluffs. They go and they perform at that 4-year school more often than not. So Jackson Sorensen, welcome to the club for $7.
I saw him in the fall, and he was impressive. I like that pick a lot.
I'm glad you like him because you have good scouting eyes, Fitty.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go with actually I saw a lot of good pitching this fall, but none better than Cole Gibbler, a freshman lefty at Arkansas. Now he's in a pen role. He's listed as their second reliever out of the pen, but man, he would be a 2 or at worst a 3 on any other major top 25 program outside of obviously the other ones with like the LSUs and those types or Tennessees. But Cole Gibbler, remember that name. He's a true freshman, lefty up to 95, 96. It's so easy. He has feel for 4 pitches. 2 of them are better than average. He's an amazing talent. So he's $6. So I got $22 left for the next time around.
Very nice.
All right, Runes, you can afford a small fry or a medium soda.
So there's no type of loan I could take out at this point, or Joe, do you know anybody in private equity that might want to help the fabulous Roondogs out right now?
Yeah, running a Series A round.
Runes, I hope this wasn't the way you did your recruiting budget and allocation during your time at ASU.
No comment. The truth is exactly how we did it.
I can only imagine Murph's response. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Get good players. We'll figure it out later. That was the recruiting plan. For $1, I can't. I'm all in. I'm all in Stillwater. Give me Avery Ortiz. He had 9 home runs last year, and as a freshman, I'm counting on Oklahoma State having a very good offense again. And I'm invested in that. So give me Avery Ortiz for $1 at second base.
Okay. That's a player from off of the top 50 for our listeners.
All right. That brings it to me. Boy, there's a little bit of risk here. I'm going to go because I've got my eye on a couple of bigger dollar players to round things out here. So I'll go with one more cheaper option for $4 at first base. I'm going to go with Brendan Lawson from Florida.
I like that.
The part of the risk there is that they've got a lot of guys who maybe can or should play first base. You know, the Luke Heyman, Brody Donays of the world. So he's slotted at first base right now. If Donay, if one of those guys is catcher, Heyman or Donay, and then the other is DHing or whatever, but obviously that could get turned around. So, but I hit a ton in the fall, and I'm going to trust the evaluation that if that coaching staff thinks he's ready to hit in the SEC right away, I'm going to believe it. So $4 first base, Brendan Lawson.
Yep. Good pick. Kendall.
All righty. I'm going to save the bulk of my money for the last two guys. So I'm going to go back to the outfield and solidify my outfield with Nick Monastero from Southern Miss. This is a guy that, last year hit 247, but he also increased his power production a great deal, 11 homers and 53 RBIs.
I've got some bad. I've got some bad.
Or second, my bad.
Okay.
That's second base for Monastero.
Okay.
My apologies.
Just making
He
sure.
played outfield last year, so I was
Yes.
the little Freudian slip there.
For sure, no problem. Just want
Okay,
to make sure
so
you weren't thinking you were getting
second.
Yeah.
Although Aaron's fall report does say he could go back to the outfield.
I think it's Mark's fall report.
Or whatever. He anyways.
Anywho.
Monastero is an older guy, hits for power. Mark's fall report said that he was kind of back to his old ways, according to Coach Oz. So I'm going to go with Monastero. Really exciting overall player.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and let you bully my friend Kendall like that. You guys really.
Sorry, he's just mad because I'm a champion.
No, that's true.
Are you? Not in this game, you're not. Perennial basement dweller in this game.
Kendall, they hate us because they ain't us, is how they say it.
Exactly. Talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand. Oh, all right. Quite a deep cut there. All right.
Deep cut.
I'm on the clock here for two. I keep trying to find some value at shortstop, and I'm just not excited about the value options. So I think I'm going to spend some money at this position. And I want numbers. So I'll tell you what, Coach Rooney, I'm going to buy on Mason White having a big year. I mean, look what he did last year. I know he struck out a lot, but he still hit 19 home runs. Wow, giving you good more than 6 defensive runs saved.
He can really hit any kind of pitching. He doesn't matter, velo, breaking stuff. That dude rakes.
So Mason White, Arizona is my shortstop for 44.
Did you just say he can hit anything, Runes?
Yes, any type of pitching. Do you disagree, Seif?
Except for the curveball, I'll agree.
Oh, is there data that says he can't hit a curveball?
My eyes told me he couldn't hit a curveball in the Cape. But...
in the Cape, I've seen him breaking. I've seen him hit everything, but that's a beautiful place to hit.
It's a good pick. I don't want to hurt Fitty's feelings here. It's a good pick. I just
the strikeout numbers are what they are.
That's a hard statement for me to process.
Yeah, he can. I mean, well, the numbers are the numbers, right? But it's also an incredible place to hit. And you're right. I did not account. I kind of just brushed over the fact that he struck out a ton of times for a little guy.
Next, I need one pitcher and one outfielder, and I've got, I believe, 23 left. And so we're going to go to the bargain bin a little bit here. This is me roll the dice. Yeah, I can't do it. No, I can't roll the dice that much. Sorry.
Not with the team that you have, you can't.
Pull back on that one. Hey, easy now. Come on. Gosh. All right. I'm kind of excited about this one. This is, again, I guess a little bit of a roll of the dice, but I saw this guy good in the fall. He's going to be number one starter for Charlotte. His name is Blake Gillespie. He's a transfer from Georgia. I mean, it's good stuff. Up to 95. He's physical. I think he's going to get a lot of innings. And I'm just plain buying on him for $8 as number one starter. I think there's value to be had at these mid-major ace ranks. So that leaves me with 15 for my last spot. I feel okay about that. Onward to Kendall.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth here. I'm going to actually fill out my final outfield spot. And with how many? 34 points. Is that how much I have left? 34?
Yes.
Yep.
Oof. Okay. I don't think I want to do that. Boy.
Shots fired to the $34 players who on the list who I won't say out loud just for their sake, but
he's got two spots to fill.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll leave myself some wiggle room. I'm a known Southern Miss homer, so I'm going to go with a very big arm who we've kind of waited to become that just bona fide ace type. But I'm going to go with JB Middleton from Southern Miss as my final piece of the rotation.
22 is going to cost you. Certainly, he's always tantalized with the stuff. A lot of upside. I mean, gosh, really, really, really fast arm. On to Joe.
My last big splash. I'm going to go outfield Ethan Petrie for $48.
Yeah, that was one that it killed me not to take again. He was a pillar of my team last year. I just think he's money in the bank. Automatic production there. You can just book your 5 WAR right there, Joe. It's a good
Hoping
pick.
so. That would get me roughly 25% of the way to everything I had last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Fitzy, before I pick, could I have your accounting firm give me just a quick tally on how much money I have to spend? I don't want to leave anything on the table.
Yeah, Coach, you got $2 left to spend, and you got 2 slots
per player. $2 per player?
No, afraid not. No.
You're sure?
I'm quite sure.
That's good. That's good work by you, though, Runes.
Yeah, just want to be. You got to keep an eye on these people, Joe. Can't be trusted. These UNC grads. All right. So for my final starting pitcher, why have one whack pitcher when you can have 2 whack pitchers, has often been said by people. So I want Dom Reed of ACU, who will be their ace. And he was at Oklahoma State and actually has a phenomenal changeup and pretty good arm. He's in the 90s. And people think he could be pitcher of the year in that league. So I need him and Connor Madison to be pitcher of the year in that league. Nice. But Dom Reed, welcome to the Rune Dogs.
Okay.
Man, if they split that award, Runes, my goodness.
I mean, my scouting department, they're all getting raises at that point. Relievers. Why do the Rune Dogs need relievers, Fitzy, when I know Madison and Reed and Selena are going CG every time out?
Great point.
It's a flaw in our rules here.
The money ball you're playing with the whack market efficiency there is that's just next level stuff right there.
Or it's the preview I wrote and the people that I know. Keep it in the family.
Keep it in the family. All right, Seif's got 2 to wrap up his draft.
Oh boy! All right, well. Man, so many good options here. I've never seen Logan Redeman from San Diego pitch. But he's got nasty stuff. He was 7-3 with a 4 ERA as a true freshman. The little report I have here is 93, 95, touching 96. He doesn't walk many guys, logs some inning. So for $6, give me Logan Redeman.
Oh, that's a good get, Seif. Well done.
All right. Well, good.
Would you say you're taking him as a pitcher or as an outfielder?
Pitcher. He's SP2.
Yep, and he's going to play center field for them when he's not pitching.
They said that's
pretty awesome.
Here, yeah. So they don't know what day he's going to throw on because he has to play the field, and he plays the field at a high level. So got a good report here, but again, I could have went to Synergy and took a quick look, but I did not. So how much does that leave me with? I'm sorry, he was 6.
Yeah, you got 20 to spend with one more starting pitcher slot to fill. It looks like.
Oh, I've got 20 more to spend. All right, that might change things. I apologize. I was going to go with Clemente from Florida because I think that's a good value pick there too. But let me see if they're – and I don't know how to say his name, but for $19 I could get the starting pitcher, the ace for Cincinnati, Adam Marakic. Did I get that one right, Joe? Marakic?
Yep.
All right.
That sounds right.
But I took him last year. I took him last year to give me a .38 WAR, so he's out.
Yeah.
He will not be returning to the club. I could go with Landon Beetlecheese from Arkansas. I really liked him this fall too, transfer from Ohio State. But I'm probably going to stay away from him because he's the SP4 and they are so deep. And if you walk 3 guys, DVH is going to send you the back of the pen. So
keeping the chart for a month.
Man. So you know what? I'm just going to come back around to one of my favorites and a favorite for the draft too, Jake Clemente from Florida for $15. So I'm going to leave with a few extra dollars to send to Rooney at the bar because he has nothing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think my evening's complete. So that's what I got.
Well done.
All right. Well done.
Oh, man. Okay, so I need a $1 reliever. Leif Palmer of Oregon State is interesting. He was highly touted, he's like 6'12". He's not quite that tall, but he throws very hard. But he was banged up last year. Ryan Ure of Oklahoma State, very talented, but I'm a little heavy on Cowboys. Let's not do that. Lucas Kelly of Arizona State. That was a fall favorite.
That was one of your fall favorites. I remember talking about it.
Yeah, low slot up to 94. But the question is, at Phoenix Muni, is that a smart play? But who cares about being smart? I just want to be invested in the Sun Devils, who I think are going to be very fun and interesting this year. So, Aaron J. Fitt, give me Aaron Matthew Fitt. Can I have Lucas Kelly of Arizona State, please?
Lucas Kelly it is. Kelly, where are you?
He's off the board. $1 player off the board.
Well,
Just off the board.
That explains that. Okay. All right.
Lucas Kelly. Man with 2 first names.
Mm-hmm.
Moon's setting a record with off the board picks of this draft. I love that.
Let's go.
All right. To Joseph, right?
Yep. I need a shortstop. I got $16 to spend, so I'm taking Brody Kresser from West Virginia.
Okay.
Is
that a $16 player? Or?
It is exactly a $16 player.
You're right on budget.
Joe negotiating with the Kresser family. I'm signing for $16. Could we get 17? You cannot. You're getting $16.
All right.
I kind of wish. Well, no offense to Mr. Kresser, but like if I had, part of me wishes I had $17 because I actually really like Matt King at Arizona State. Was a nice player at UTSA, and
yeah,
because has a chance to really hit. So anyway, but Brody Kresser, 16.
Joe's given the Kresser family the old. We, Team Healy, we view you as a $50 player, but these stupid rules only allow us to give you $16. But we see you as a $50 player.
That's right. Took the words out of my mouth.
That's right. That's how you do it.
All right. Onward to Kendall W. Rogers.
Yeah, I'm going to complete the best team in this game with outfielder Mason Neville from Oregon. Hit 16 homers, knocked in 43 runs last year. Needs to cut down on the strikeouts a little bit, my man Mason, but I have faith in him. Waz will get him right, and those are really good numbers in his first year with the Ducks last year.
That's $11. Leaves you with a buck left over. He was a guy I was considering for my last outfield spot as well.
Yeah, I
good
player.
Like that.
He's very swaggy too. I bet you he buys a lot of accessories at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Yeah,
so
looks the part.
I was going to say brass knuckles, but
so guys, this is exciting. Mr. Irrelevant in this draft is a player. I'm relying completely on the judgment of our director of credibility, Mr. Seifert. Mr. Seifert vouched for this player as a top 100 talent with top 5 rounds tools. His name is Ryan Weidman. He's a center fielder for Western Kentucky.
Good pick.
He's a JUCO transfer from Georgia Highlands. Get this, guys. Last year, this Joker slashed 423, 488 OBP, 724 slugging. He had 22 home runs, 39 doubles. This is over the course of 2 seasons. Anyway, it's a lot of production over 2 seasons. Also stole 48 bases last year.
He's like built like a defensive end too, isn't he? Massive.
Oh,
yeah, he's a good-looking player.
Yeah, he's 6'4" center fielder. Runs like a deer. Yeah,
bonkers. 48 steals last year. Plus, he hits for power and average. Like, I suspect you can go and put up numbers in Hilltopper country. That's what this guy's going to do. Ryan Weidman, Western Kentucky is going to cost me 14, leaving me with a buck left. So, feel pretty good about that as well.
Fitzy, just don't stun his growth with your cookie cutter hitting system and your 0-0 takes. Let Weidman cook.
We're going with an old school Stanford approach. Everybody is just going to slap singles the opposite field. No stride. That's what we're doing.
I like it. Should we review our teams, gentlemen? We're all done, though, right?
Let's do that.
You probably won't get a lot of buy-in between Mason White and Drew Burress for the Oppo approach, but good luck.
Yeah, probably not.
Fitzy's team name is Catch It Out Front.
Yeah, so I'll start, I guess, with the recap here. The 2-time reigning league champion, Fabulous Fitt Boggs. Boy, we had some big ticket items here. The strategy was simple. We're chasing, big power producers. We're not going to spend a lot on pitching, with the exception of there was a clear cut number one guy, Arnold. I just think it's harder to accrue WAR for pitchers, especially in the bullpen. So I didn't spend a lot there. Billy Barlow for 5, Blake Gillespie for 8, Zane Taylor for 2, which is steal of the draft. And then Jamie Arnold. I do like to have the one bell cow on the mound. That's Jamie Arnold for 50. Other high ticket items here: Wyatt Hensler for 49, the second best second baseman. Trent Carraway, Oregon State, 47. Mason White, Arizona, 44. Spent a lot of my infield. Drew Burris for 50. Yeah, number one overall pick, Drew Burris for 50. He's just going to have a monster year. And then we got some nice mid-range values. Hunter Carnes behind the plate for Florida State. He's going to mostly DH for Florida State, but he can catch for me and put up a lot of numbers, I think. For 13, Hollis Porter, the JUCO transfer at Maryland, big old donkey first baseman for 12. You're going to hit a lot of home runs this year. And then Jackson Lynn. Listen, I'm not afraid of some strikeouts. You can have a lot of WAR with a lot of strikeouts as long as you're hitting a lot of home runs. So my team's going to hit a ton of home runs. Jackson Lynn for 5. He fits that mold as well. We crushed it again. Look forward to hoisting the third banner this time next year. Gentlemen, on to you, Mr. Rogers.
Kendall, you look like Seif. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your team looks like the scouting director's oldest son is the local scout for Texas and Louisiana, and a lot of his recommendations get picked.
Well, also notice there's only one mid-major guy on his entire club, so 2, I guess. But yeah.
I do like Kendall going into Asia for a player, though. That was good. And it's expand your horizons.
Part of my new outreach program.
Go ahead. Introduce us to the East Texans, Kendall.
Yeah, I got incredible value with Carson Bowen from TCU, a healthy Carson Bowen for 6 points. Catcher, my man Rotaro Sasaki. Again, go check out Darren Vought's podcast series on Rotaro. Phenomenal stuff. For 36 points, Nick Monaster at second base for 11 points. Cade Climby, we just talked about, Ryan Weideman and the numbers that he put up last year at Georgia Highlands. Cade Climby also big-time numbers for 39 points at first base. Peyton Watts from Troy, 1 point, just a really athletic upside guy. Jace Lavalette needs no introduction, 49 points in the outfield. Jay Abernathy, the David Seifert special. I always trust the director of credibility for 4 points. And then Mason Neville from Oregon, big-time power producer for the Ducks last year. I expect him to be a little bit more consistent, a little bit more selective in the zone. 11 points, and then kind of rounding things out, the pitchers, Ryan Prager for A&M for 50 points. Cade Fisher, I'm expecting a jump from him under Butch Thompson for 24 points. JB Middleton, big-time arm. We'll see if the stuff and the just overall production can kind of meet the powerful arm of his for 22 points. And, of course, Ruger Riojas. I'm not entirely sure why I took him for 46 points, but he's going to be kind of a – well, he's going to be like a Swiss Army pitcher for Texas. So he's going to end up being one of those guys that ends up starting for the Longhorns and actually ends up being a pretty good value.
The Swiss are known for their pitchers and their usage of pitchers. I think it's beautiful. He is nasty, by the way.
He's very nasty. I'm just trying to figure out why I took him for 46 points.
There's a reason he's ranked so high on the relievers list. We really like him, but yeah, for $46 for a reliever, boy, right. you better pitch a lot of innings.
I've got a lot of championship aura around me right now. So
that is championship aura. Can we meet Joe Healy? Better have my money. Let's hear about that club.
Absolutely. At catcher, we have Caden Bodine from Coastal Carolina. First base, Florida, Brendan Lawson. Second base, Henry Godbout from Virginia. At third base, Murph Gray from Fresno State. At shortstop, Brody Kresser from West Virginia. In the outfield, AJ Guerrero from Washington, Will Gasparino from Texas, Ethan Petrie from South Carolina. On the mound, Tyler Brimner, Ethan McIlvain, Tyler Brimner from UC Santa Barbara, Ethan McIlvain from Vanderbilt, Cameron Flukie from Coastal Carolina, and Drew Christo in the bullpen.
I like it. Joe, you're not finishing last this year. That ain't happening.
The Christo pick, that's what you got to do with the bullpen. You got to get those workhorse. Cheap guy who's going to give you a lot of innings. He's just going to rack up some low-key WAR. That's the way to do it.
Love it. All right, let's meet the fabulous Rune Dogs, your 2025 national champions. Grant J. for $47 at Dallas Baptist. Jared Jones, of LSU, $50 at first base. You already don't want to tangle with my team. Don't even look funny at my pitcher. You come out of your dugout and it could go really poorly for you. That said, Avery Ortiz is our second baseman, $1, Oklahoma State. Daniel Cuvée at third base, University of Miami, $50. Jalen Flores, University of Texas, $48 at shortstop. Enzo Apodaca of Baylor, $1 outfielder. John Bay of Austin Peay for $45. 1,300 OPS last year. Nolan Schubert of Oklahoma State. He could go 35 bombs this year. That was $49. Connor Madison, changeup specialist. He touches 93 of Grand Canyon, right-handed pitcher. Michael Salina of St. Bonaventure, go Bonnies for $6. Dominic Reed of Abilene Christian, the transfer from Oklahoma State, $1. And then Lucas Kelly from McLennan Junior College at Arizona State, low slot joker, up to 94 for $1. Your fabulous Rune Dogs. Seif.
All right, we're going to behind the dish. We're going to got Easton Carmichael, Oklahoma. He's going to play a little outfield too, so give the legs a little breather. But I'm going to get all the WAR behind the plate. So catchers with WAR, pretty tough to come by. So very happy with that pick, even though it was $44. Anyway, moving on to first, big Judah Morris, 80 raw power for Illinois State. He's healthy, ready to go. I think he's a 5th or 6th year senior. He is absolutely going to dominate the Missouri Valley Conference. Jason Oliver, second base at Indiana. He cost me $3. Good hitter, good all-around player. He is sophomore eligible. Not everybody knows that. Jackson Sorensen at third base for me. He's at Liberty. He's an Iowa Western JUCO guy. Rake there, and he raked for Fitt in the fall. He's going to rake for Team Seifert. Dean Curley, one of my favorites in this year's draft at shortstop. And then I went a little heavy. You guys kind of got me on the outfield picks. Fitty had the really good Mr. Irrelevant with Weideman. Mason Neville was solid by KR. But I spent a lot in the outfield with Devin Taylor from Indiana, AJ Gracia from Duke, and Cam Canarella, Mr. Excitement from Clemson. And then on the mound, where I kind of cut back the funds like I do every year because I just don't value pitching that high, especially relievers. But anyway, Logan Lunsford, who's just tearing it up this preseason for Wake Forest, is my ace. Another Logan, this one Logan Redeman from San Diego, two-way guy, but he's on the mound for me. And then my third starter will be Jake Clemente from the Gators. And in the pen, I got a lefty, Cole Gibbler, probably one of the top freshmen in the entire country. So there's Team Seifert for 2025, which will dethrone the Fitt Dogs. No problem.
Come at me. Come at me, bro.
Come at me, bro. Seif, since we won't hear from you the rest of the week as far as podcasts go, we'll hear from the rest of these jokers. Tell us where you will be opening weekend. Where can the fans find you?
I'm heading down to Globe Life. I'm going to be there camping out with KR, so I'll keep him out of trouble.
That's right.
And Runes, it's the way you word that is good because fans can literally find him if they watch the stream on TV.
That's right.
They'll literally be able to see him directly.
The Rogers suite.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, well done.
If we're doing the live stream, the preview show on Thursday, I might be joining you guys from the pool down in Ponce, Puerto Rico.
Nice.
I'm going to be opening the season.
Yeah, we heard all about that on WhatsApp app today. Thanks, Fitty. Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully you're at the beach and not sitting at the damn pool.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I assume my hotel's on the beach. Who could say? We'll find out.
Hashtag loser.
Who can say? Boys, let's wrap it there. We will have a preview podcast this week, but this was fun. And as Seif just said, can someone take down this dynasty that is the fabulous Fitt Dogs?
This is
Hashtag come at me.
No three-peat coming, just like Mahomes and company.
That's right. Yeah. How'd that feel? Patty Mahomes. Go Birds.
Ruth, how are you feeling today, by the way, after the Eagles victory?
Feeling like 10 feet tall and bulletproof. I'm feeling like a golden archipelago is how I'm feeling. I mean, just living the dream. The city of Philadelphia.
Let's just end it on that. That's fantastic.
Does it take some of the shine off it that the game was such a snooze fest? I mean, I feel like I feel like you didn't get a real test from the Kansas City Chiefs. Shame on Kansas City. Your New England Patriots dynasty. Get out of here. Let's call it.
I did love Evan Fitzy and his Patriots lore being on Team Eagles for this. It was excellent. So,
my favorite thing about the Super Bowl last night was whenever the Chiefs were getting blown out and like Tom Brady just casually says like it's not over yet. I mean, they can still come back.
Yeah. I think he was
at
enjoying
the end
that
of the third
also.
quarter. At the end of the third quarter, when he said that, I think he caught himself from saying, "Oh, this game's over," and that's what he really wanted to say. But I think he switched gears really quick and really well.
He as he pointed out, like, hey, in each of my first 9 Super Bowls, I didn't even score a touchdown in the first quarter. So
that was great.
Humble brag. Oh, that's beautiful. We want to say thank you to Turtle Box and Academy Sports and Outdoors. We will have a preview podcast this week. This is opening season. It is so glorious. Gentlemen, well done. Good luck to your teams. Enjoy second place. And that is it. Everyone have a great week, and we will catch you next time on the D1 Baseball Podcast.